Good day, ma'am. I am Shancindy Villaruz, Bachelor of Elementary Education, Block 3. My video about current issue in disputed island and West Philippine Sea. My introduction. China assert the possession of the West Philippine Sea and the right to control it. There are disagreement about maritime borders in the Gulf of Tonkin and elsewhere, as well as the Spratly and Parcel Islands. Is it legal to China to say 85% of the West Philippine Sea? No, it's not true. Nowhere in history can they be found claiming sovereignty over the disputed areas. And their claims, especially the 9-dash line, cannot be found under UNCLOS. These disputed regions belong solely to the national territory of the Philippines, as established by statute, according to the 1987 Philippine Constitution, Article 1, Section 1. Using the 9-dash line law, the People's Republic of China assert its claim to 85% of the West Philippine Sea, claiming that this grants them right of entry to the disputed region. This 9-dash line is a material that will define exclusive economic zone. However, the tribunal discovered and ruled that the UNCLOS does not contain such a material. The decision means that the tribunal, which was formed under UNCLOS, would hold further hearing to resolve the disputed. However, the latter does not apply to territorial disputes, which are matter of jurisdiction or position of land. It only applies to maritime disputes. Since it overlaps with the Philippines' exclusive economic zone and expanded continental shelf, the Philippines claim absolute maritime entitlement. Analysis. Is China able to substantiate their claim with credible evidence? No, it's not true. China alleged historical argument, as asserted by Justice Carpio, is without validity because no evidence of their sovereignty over the disputed areas can be found in historical documents, and their claims, especially the 9-dash line, cannot be found under UNCLOS. How we can get China to cooperate on settlement resolution given that this is territorial disputes? According to Justice Carpio, the tribunal should rule on the matter, after which the Philippines will ask the rest of the world for help, or other countries to back up our arguments by putting economic pressure on China or isolating it. Because even an economic behemoth like China needs to maintain a relation with other countries and the rest of the world. What kind of rule of law should the Philippines observe and assert? The Philippines must claim its constitution's supreme mandate. According to the Philippine Constitution of 1987, namely Article 1, Section 1, the national territory comprises the Philippine archipelago, which all the island and waters embraced therein, and all other territories over which the Philippines has sovereignty and jurisdiction, consisting of its terrestrial, fluvial, and aerial domains, including its territorial sea, the seabed, the subsoil, the insular shelves, and other submarine areas. The waters around, between, and connecting the islands of the archipelago, regardless of their breadth and dimensions, form part of the internal waters of the Philippines. As always, I will defend the Constitution's supremacy. The island that the Chinese are currently occupying are well within the Philippine jurisdiction. It is within the latter's exclusive economic zone and expanded continental shelf that the Chinese are engaging in military occupation and installment disturbing and destroying coral reefs, this being parts of national territory under the provision, and all other territories over which the Philippines has sovereignty and jurisdiction, including its territorial shore, seabed, subsoil, insular shelves, and other underwater areas, and all other territories over which the Philippines has sovereignty and jurisdiction, including its terrestrial, fluvial, and aerial domains, and all other territories over which the Philippines has sovereignty and jurisdiction, including its territorial sea, seabed, subsoil, insular shelves, and other submarine areas. The Constitution clearly states what constitutes the national territory and why. For my conclusion, the Constitution still reigns supreme and must be respected at all times. I support the supremacy of the Constitution. As a result, the Philippines has sovereignty over the contested region. China authority over the disputed areas is nowhere to be found in history, and their claims, especially the Nine Dash Line, are nowhere to be found under UNCLOS. And to address the how in settling the disputes, the tribunal can rule on the matter, after which the Philippines will ask the world and its neighboring ASEAN countries to back up its arguments with primary facts, effectively isolating China economically because, as Justice Carpio points out, even an economic behemoth like China needs to maintain relation with other states and the rest of the world. Thank you for watching and God bless.